absolutely ridiculous. They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. Right, so we're back. We're still here with Emma today, and I had an important question for the two girls, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I know you're worried now. So, my question is, what is the girls' bathroom like?
Bathroom? Oh.
Yeah. Like, and not just like, I mean, like, I'm not talking about the decoration. I mean, like, is it clean? When you go there, is it often clean or is it something different? I'm curious.
For me, it's clean, but from my experience, when I went to another girl's bathroom, it might be some hair in the floor. Yeah,
on the floor? You mean like hair or like the, what is it, ingmao? I'm curious. Sorry.
Both.
Both. Okay, so pubic hair and normal hair. All right. But in general, it's pretty clean for you.
General, yes.
And Emma, what about you?
So in my bathroom, I feel like it's...
No, I don't mean like your bathroom. I'm talking
general,
about public bathrooms, yeah.
I feel I agree with what Abby just mentioned. Because of the long hair stuff, it's just easier to see in, especially in the, what's that, 排水孔. What's that?
Yeah.
Like the one on the
floor?
shower flow.
Oh,
the
like
hole.
that. Okay. Oh, you mean the where the water goes out for the shower?
There's always hair.
Oh, sure, I have that problem too, because I got long hair.
Yeah,
right?
and
So,
then I feel there's more like lotion or like cleansing waters or oil. Like there will be more stuff to prepare you before you go to the bath, go take a shower, and then after you have to take care of something.
Sure, but I'm more talking about like toilets, like public. When you go out and you go to the toilet, that's more where I'm going with
Public,
this.
okay.
Public.
Yeah, because
A lot of tissue paper, I guess.
Yeah,
just
tissue
so
paper
many. of
and
them.
pee drops.
okay, that's it.
You want more?
All right, so then, yeah, this is what my suspicion was because, dude.
Because Richard hasn't been there. So he is always wondering, like, what's in woman's bathroom?
No. I mean,
That sounds
okay, look,
very
yes,
weird,
kind
right?
of, but not completely. Actually, men's bathrooms, and this is not a nationality thing. Every country I've been into,
Okay.
dude, it is ridiculous.
Dirty?
Really? I don't know.
Like often, you pick up the seat, and under the seat there's poo.
I understand because they probably have a stomach problem.
Yeah, but even then, you squirting down, how does it come back up?
I say it's an emergency. So
I've been into toilets. I once went, I saw a huge poo on the floor next to the toilet.
It
That was
like,
at the
"Dude,
Dragon Boat
what's
race.
your problem? There's like
Couldn't end
you
it.
couldn't find a hole. Right?
Really? At the Dragon Boat race in Taiwan a few years ago, I went there and they had like the portable toilets, but it's not the small one. It's like a little room.
Yeah.
And literally a poo on the floor right next to the toilet. I'm thinking like, do you need bigger glasses or what's
They're
the
like,
deal? Right?
dude, you missed it. You missed
Yeah.
it totally.
And
What's
then,
wrong?
and then afterwards, you didn't pick it up. You just thought, well, it's a gift for the
It was
next
like,
person.
That's a tragedy. I was just gonna leave it here. That's too bad.
So I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys. The reason for this was like, what things like this have you seen that don't make sense to you? Like when it comes to like hygiene and people's habits and.
I remember when I went to travel to China, I went to the public toilet. It's a disaster because, like you say, there is a hole, but I just couldn't empty it, and there are too many people couldn't empty it. So it's like a right and left.
Just poo everywhere.
I poo everywhere. I couldn't know where I can stand. So eventually I give up. I don't use the public toilet because I was at Tibet. So it's a beautiful nature outside. We all put
but a
pee
beautiful
outside.
disaster
We
inside.
pee outside. It's better, way more better.
Actually, I've heard in China they have a room, and you know the squat toilet, the little hole in the floor. I've heard there's a room, and it's got a whole lot of those holes in the floor all together. So like, if you go there, you pull your pants down, you're having a poo, and you hold it next to it to like balance. There's like 10 guys in a room all launching a missile at the same time.
People helping each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Can
you don't want
imagine?
to. You don't want to fall in. That
Yeah.
would be a tragedy.
Or you're doing it and you're holding the guy and you're like, look, dude, what did you eat? It's like, that's not corn. What is that?
They don't have the blood.
Same thing, in and out with a mushroom or something.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh my
Jeez.
Yeah. I feel like my memories on the girls' public bathroom is like, I'm thinking immediate is like in Taiwan is those like mountain area, right? Like the national park, that's one. And also a lot of like highway rest station. Rest stop is like now I think nowadays getting much better. There's a huge restaurant for boys and girls, right? But at the same time, like in my memories, like they always have a trash can. There's always like outflow tissue paper, and nobody's cleaned out, just like getting very messy. And it's like a lot of footsteps. So I feel like it's also like been this and there, right? Yeah.
But actually, talking about that, I never understood this thing in Taiwan. The little trash can next to the toilet.
People never, even though like, do you remember in this building, in this building's versus like, please throw your tissue paper into the toilet. Do not throw like for the trash can. Please only use it for your sanitary.
Yeah.
You mean like pads and things?
Right? But then like still you can find tons of tissue papers in the trash can. And
and
it's
I heard
like
the government made a rule. They said people don't need to use those little trash cans anymore. They should use the toilet.
but still nobody's gonna use it.
And then they don't put a lid. So
No.
you're busy sitting there having a poo, and then you look and you see like other people's poo on the tissue. You know,
Big capture.
You're like, cool, that's awesome, right? Like, it's. Ugh.
Maybe to the extent, like I don't know, like people in Taiwan we don't believe much about the flush power.
Yeah, we don't believe the
believe
authority.
like it's like with the pipe or whatever. So just like really hate to put the tissue paper into the toilet for a lot of reasons.
I think
it's hard to change people's behavior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in old times because the pipeline easy to
get clogged.
Yeah. So they ask people to throw away to the trash can.
And then it becomes a tragedy when it comes to the next one, or like when you flush it, I was like, shit, it didn't close down. Should I go out or not? Right?
Yeah.
Should I wait for a few more minutes so people don't figure it is mine? I just use it or something, right?
So, personal question: have you ever blocked the toilet with a poo?
Come on, everyone should have this kind of experience, okay?
Actually, it's only ever happened to me once, and it was
Once?
recently too. It was terrible.
Oh, you just have once experience?
Yeah, my whole life, and it was recently. I was like, that's what that's like. Like, I got like a chopstick. I was like breaking it. And just
You are healthy.
When I was a kid, we used to go on this Christian camp at the end of every year, and I went with this one friend of mine. And this guy, he had a strange habit. He could only poo in his house.
Some people do that.
Yeah. So I mean, I like to do that, but occasionally I'll kind of drop one somewhere. but this guy couldn't do it. So this camp was like a week. He didn't poo for a week.
A week?
And then the bus going home at the end was like a 7-8 hour bus journey. And this guy, that terrible time, you saw him sitting there like, oh. Like the whole way, 8 hours, he was sitting there, and as soon as he got home, I'm sure he really blocked the toilet that day. So
after a week poop.
Jeez, a week, can you imagine, right?
Poop,
He must have dropped off a load at the depot, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what about other things, right?
Other things.
Yeah, other like not poo. We've talked about poo enough. Other strange kind of habits.
Strange things in bathroom.
Oh, not just the bathroom. Anyway, just like strange habits. I have one. The other day, I took my dog to the vet. And next to the vet, there's one of these Taiwanese breakfast shops. And I saw two guys. Do you know what chain smoking is? Chain smoking is where you smoke a cigarette, you finish, then you quickly smoke another one, like right after, and you keep smoking. People are like, don't take a break. And I saw two guys. They were dressed pretty well. They had like suits and jackets on, but then they had running shoes, a bit strange. But these two guys were sitting there, and I think they knew each other because they talked occasionally, but they had their coffee and their breakfast, and then they had their phones, and the guy's like bent over like this, looking at his phone, playing with his phone, and smoking. And I mean, smoking this thing so fast. And as soon as he'd finish it, he wouldn't put it out or had an ashtray. He just threw it on the table.
Oh.
Yeah, and then hit the next one and did it and threw the next one. And then in the middle, his food came, and he was eating, like smoking and eating and throwing cigarettes. And I was watching this dude, and I was like, whoa, shame, man. This guy's going to date some girl. How is she going to deal with that? I mean, I don't want to judge the poor guy or anything, but like it really didn't look clean. Like to watching him and then throwing the cigarettes while they're still burning onto the table.
Mm-hmm.
And his friend was doing the same thing. So the table had like 5, 6, 7 cigarettes in the middle, and these guys would do their thing and playing with their phones, and every now and again saying blah blah blah, blah, and then carrying on and doing it. And I was watching these guys. I was thinking, man, that's
and at
crazy,
the same time,
right?
their food is on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like eat and then smoke, phone and talk, and it's like repeat, and it's like, wow, people are really different.
That looks so sad. I feel they're not enjoying the food or the cigarette or the cell phone or the people at all. They just
Sure, but they look pretty happy. So I don't know what was going on, but they looked reasonably like happy about what they were
and you
doing.
are shocked. I was like, what's going on?
Dude, I was like sitting there with my dog. I was
and watching them.
Yeah.
I was, oh.
It's like my TV for the day.
I think at least they put a can to put the small cigarettes, right?
They had
At
no,
least.
no.
Oh.
And the dude had like a style. He was like, when it was land on the table, it didn't fall off or anything, and like it was pretty crazy, right?
Maybe when they eat some chicken bones,
they
also
probably throw the same thing. Yeah.
do the same thing.
But it's interesting because different cultures seem to have very different ways of doing things.
I've seen like people speed on the street. They just riding the motorcycle and all of a sudden stop.
Yeah,
Then-
I've done that a few
Yeah.
times.
Oh really?
Yeah. No, like, but I was sick and I had a lot of stuff, and it was like all full. And what do you do? Right?
But you gonna watch out because I'm riding
Oh no, I stop.
behind
I stop and look for the
find
the
the
drain.
排水孔.
the drain pipe, or like
pipe.
the little mesh, and trying to spit and
Yeah,
aim it down
that's
there.
different thing. I mean, like I saw people like they are riding motorcycle or they driving a car. They
Rolled on
open
the window.
roll the window down and
While they're driving,
while they're driving.
like while the car's moving.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, actually-
or they're waiting the
The
light.
traffic light. Yeah.
Waiting for the traffic light.
Man, that happened to me. I was driving my scooter in Taiwan, and people chew the binglang.
Yeah.
And as I was driving, I went past this guy driving one of those little blue trucks, like the guys who like fix toilets and stuff. And as I was driving past, the guy went, yeah, and he caught me flat in the face, and
Oh
then
my
red
God.
stuff all over
Your
my face.
face.
Yeah, he hit me right in the face.
Oh
I
my God.
fought with the dude. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
And what do you say?
he didn't speak English.
You should learn some Chinese for this moment.
I tried. 我很生气. He didn't quite understand.
听起来一点都不生气。
And then he's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, 听不懂.
I was like, what the hell, right?
Yeah, like, cause I took her home and changed, and I was wearing a white shirt.
Wow.
That shirt was finished. It was all like red stained afterwards.
That's a moment you should learn the Chinese dirty word.
Which one? The one you were telling
Don't
me
trigger me.
the one you
Don't
were
trigger
telling me
me.
last time. And I remember you said it was like,
Like you can say Spanish dear darling in Spanish. You know what? You know what is that?
darling.
No, darling in Spanish.
What is it?
Cariño.
That's darling. I don't think that's darling. That's like fucking mother in
This-
Chinese. Or
No,
something,
no,
right?
that's Spanish.
That's Spanish. I think I
Cariño.
think you're lying to me there, right?
I shouldn't.
But I knew another guy who worked teaching English in China, and he said to me, he said the one day, I don't think he was in a major city. He said the one day he saw this little girl walk into the street, pull her pants down, and just poo in the road. Yeah.
A girl?
Yeah,
A girl?
A little girl, yeah. I've heard that story from quite a few people who were in China a few years ago.
Oh, I know. They were, if they want to poop, their kids want to poop, they will put it into the trash can, then into the trash can. Like on the road.
Well, he said that he didn't see anything. And the worst part is
Just on the street.
Just on the street.
The story got worse though. He said the young girl like popped down into the poo, and he said then another boy came and peed on the little girl. I don't know how true this is, but this is what this guy told me.
It become a hatred game. It's like, it doesn't seem quite right.
Yeah.
They can compare to each other.
It's always funny though, like fart jokes, poo jokes, these kind of stories. It's always interesting how I don't know, you never seem to get tired of joking about this type of
Yeah.
stuff, right? Do you fart in front of your boyfriend?
No,
No?
no. I will try to avoid that.
For how long? Because I know you
I
guys
don't
haven't been dating for that long. So for how long until you feel comfortable?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe after 3 months.
Ah, so your time limit.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, we live together now, so it's quite common. So just like, oh, I just fart. I was like, okay, good
But
to
the
know.
question is more, do you celebrate it?
Celebrate, like,
The
yeah,
fart,
we
yeah.
fart. No.
No, I mean like when you do a really good one and it makes like a cool noise. You're like,
I know, like,
But there's a moment as a where like we have a separate room, so we're doing our stuff,
Yeah.
or like sometimes we have like watching TV in the living room, etc. And there's like a moment later, I was like, did you just fart? And he was like, yeah. I was like, you could have said it earlier.
How did you know? You smelled
I
it?
smelled it.
Smell it?
So when
Ah.
I smelled it, I was like, dude, did you just fart? And he was like, yeah, I supposed to tell you, but I didn't. I was like, why? Get prepared, right? So
Yeah.
we just
That's
make fun of
okay.
that. Yeah.
because some guy will run to in front of you and do fart.
And that's very annoying.
Yeah, or in the bed, we all have the 棉被 curtain,
The duvet.
duvet, and it's the winter.
Fart
In the duvet on purpose.
Actually, that's a game. In South Africa, there's a guy who told me he does this called spuch and poep. Spuch means spit, and poep means like fart. So it's like you're lying in the bed with your girlfriend, and then you fart under the covers, and then you spit in the air, and the girl thinks that I land on her, so she and then she meets the fart directly under the duvet. So I don't know how true that is. Somebody told it to me.
The new skill.
That seems a lot of effort just to make it happen at
Hey,
the same
but
time.
Yeah, but you can put effort into this. When I was at school, we were horrible, man. Like
Leave, watch out.
when we were at school, I was at boarding school. So the boarding school food, I enjoyed it, but man, we used to fart and it smelled really bad. And the guys would, the trash can would be at the other side of the classroom. So you'd like take a piece of paper and roll it up and then walk. And when you threw it away, fart, and then walk right through all the desks on your way back to your desk so that you could spread the smell right through the class so that everybody would have to smell it. And I mean, in one class, that's like 4 or 5 people would do that in a row. The poor teacher, man, she must have been like, what's wrong with these fucking kids, right?
But how do you can make this smell fart
Oh, no,
and the long farts?
No, because boarding school food, like, it always smelled.
Oh.
Yeah, in fact, I don't know what's wrong with me. My farts don't smell that bad anymore. I'm kind of disappointed. Like, it's
Your
like
body get used to it.
my weapon has been taken away. Now I just more use like
Regular fart.
audio and vibration. Like you saying, if you're sitting with your boyfriend, my girlfriend knows when I fart because the couch, you can feel the vibration. It was
Vibration!
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one. Is that an earthquake? No, just like
But let's go back to a poo though. Will you have a poo in front of your boyfriend?
Who?
Yeah. Like, will you have a poo while he's there?
Never.
Never? What about you?
I did, but
You
it's
never-
not common. It's just like if we're using the same bathroom, it's like if I come out and take out something, it's fine. But
Sure.
we're not just on purposely stay in the same room. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't ever worry, right? I just do it, right?
Yeah, I just do my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the person comes and says, small pieces.
It's like it goes well.
So, actually, do you know, how are you doing? A French guy told me this. How are you doing actually comes from how are you going? And apparently, if you go back a few hundred years, especially in France, that's the question people would ask. How are you going? Meant, how are you pooing? So it's a common way to greet somebody was, how are you going? So,
Is that
pretty
go
smooth,
well?
man.
Oh, that's mean.
Because it was like, I think the way people ate, it wasn't that common to be like, there was an issue people had. So people would talk about, how are you going? Yeah, it's been a bit runny this week.
Oh, that's the meaning. That's the
Yeah.
true meaning of the.
That's
how
right.
you go-
Apparently, that's what he told me. I don't know if it's true, but that's what he told me where it comes from.
All right. It's similar like a Chinese, China or Taiwan. They say, 吃饱了没？吃饱没？就一点。
That woman I told you about, who always says
yeah.
the most obvious things. I arrive home. Have you eaten? You know, like,
Oh yeah. Talking
Always
about,
check.
Yeah. His neighbor always checking.
every time I
Yeah.
come home, she's like, 你回来了. Yeah.
Of course.
And then when I'm going out, she's, oh, ni chuchula. Okay, so I was telling Abby, I started to beat her at her own game because I don't know how to reply. So she's caught on because now when she comes home, I'm like, ni hui lai le. She has nothing to say. Or if I see her with packets, I'm like, ni mai dongxi.
Just call it out.
Yeah.
And just, of course.
Doesn't matter what she's doing, I call it out. If I see her at the door or whatever, I just look at anything she's doing and I say it in Chinese. But she's caught on now. I think she doesn't like it, so I'm kind of stopping because I think she feels a bit like insulted. Oh, anyway, that was good to laugh. Oh, my face is a bit sore. Should we move to the next topic?
Okay.
Okay, good.